Hello, everybody, and welcome to the closing ceremony for the Europe and Africa time zone for Neuromatch Academy. We're really happy to see you all here. This is great. So I just want to introduce the folks who are on stage with me, and then we're going to go through some really exciting highlights from what you all have done and what we all have been doing in the background to help you have a super fun time at this year's Neuromatch Academy. So I'm Megan Peters, and with me here on stage is Ella, Brad, Nick, and Spiros. And we're going to have a couple other members of the executive committee and organizing volunteers join us here to talk about the awesome things that you all have accomplished over the past 3 weeks together. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus my screen so that you all can see these lovely slides. And we would like to go through all of the exciting things, front end and back end, that we have done together. So this is what NMA has been for all of you. These are some of the pod photos that you all submitted. And what I want you all to just look at is how many smiling faces there are. We know it's been intense. We know it has been exhausting. We know your brains are totally full. We hope that they will stay full. So plug your ears and make sure none of that knowledge leaks out, as was mentioned in some of our comedy submissions. But look at all of these wonderful smiling faces, and we hope that you have made some lifelong friends in your pod. We know that in previous years, people have continued to stay in touch with their pods for many, many months or years. I was at a conference in May where one of the former NMA students that I knew from somewhere else was there with his pod, and they were meeting up at this conference and they were hanging out, and it was great. And they were getting to meet sometimes for the first time in person. Just like some of us on the organizer side, we've never actually met each other in person, but you too can maybe meet each other in person one day. And so this is a celebration of all of you students, and also all of your creativity and all of your TAs who helped facilitate and make that possible. So I hope you guys have been really enjoying the art contest. There are some really beautiful, funny, hilarious, poignant submissions. And it's been really fun to help organize that art contest, and to see all of your talents, not only in Neuromatch Academy in the academic side, but also in the art side as well, and the artistic creativity and brilliance that you guys bring to the table. And so look at all of these. These are beautiful. And I hope that you guys enjoyed voting on these submissions and seeing some of the music and talented comedy and talented graphic design. And also, of course, the memes. We can't live without the memes. All right. Here's some beautiful art. These are really lovely, really beautiful. And so we're really grateful to all of the folks who participated in the art contest to help show off the thriving, brilliant creativity of the Neuromatch community. And of course, as I mentioned before, this would not be possible without our wonderful teaching assistants. And so you all have gotten to know your TAs over the past 3 weeks. But I also want to make sure that we all remember that the TAs themselves kind of have TAs. So it kind of goes up like that. So we have all of our lead TAs who help manage 6 to 8 pods each. And they, whoops, sorry about that. Oh gosh. Okay. Let me get rid of this. Come on. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the lead TAs are managing 6 to 8 TAs, which means they're managing 6 to 8 pods on their own. And that those TAs then have their pods to manage. So we're really super grateful to our lead TAs, who are our kind of primary interface between the Neuromatch organizers and all of you in your pods, to make sure that you guys are having a good time and being successful. Here's some more TAs. We can't fit them all on a slide at once, so we have to have the rotating photo here. Your TAs are phenomenal. They are amazingly dedicated and nurturing and fantastic, and they've been with you every step of the way to make sure that we can cram as much knowledge in as humanly possible into your brains. So if you haven't already, please give your TAs a hand. I know you're all sitting at home clapping. Please give your TAs a hand. They've been staying up late and getting up early to make sure that they can help you the best way that they can through your tutorials. So also you can stay in touch with them after the course ends as well. All right, so that's all of you. That's all of the students, all of the TAs, the beautiful creativity and artwork. And we'll have the results of the art contest at the end here. But there's also a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, as you guys probably guess. And so this is the executive committee for this year's NeuroMatch Academy. And you can see how many people are actually running things behind the scenes. This is just the executive committee, by the way. There's actually like 300 volunteers behind the curtain who are making this happen. But right now, I would like to pass this off to Ella, who's going to tell us a little bit about the executive committee in general, who these people are, what they've been doing for you, and also what our various departments do to help you guys have a fantastic experience. So Ella, you want to take it away?
Hi everyone, I'm Ella. I served as the exec director of NeuroMatch this year and a co-curriculum chair. Yeah, we had so many amazing volunteers who worked so hard to bring you everything that you just experienced. We had a large executive committee this year of all these people, and these are all people from I wish we had counted the countries. I think we have a lot of countries on this page, and we definitely have people from around the world in our exec committee. We actually really struggled to meet all together because we have about 6 different time zones. We had some people in China very gracefully meet with us at like midnight their time occasionally. And yeah, we're just so grateful for these people. They range from graduate students to industry to professors to postdocs. We have just such a diversity of people on this team, and they've all put in so much effort to help you experience a good NMA. We're going to go through some of these departments and just give you a sense of what each department does. And I just want to emphasize that those names were the exec committee, so they were, kind of leading the efforts, but we have so many volunteers in addition to this, and you're going to see some of their faces as well on the coming slides. So, Brad, do you want to talk about next couple departments?
Sure. Yeah, one of the most important aspects of NMA, of course, is the people. And what the People Operations Committee does is try to make sure that people who want to be involved with NMA in any capacity can do so. So there are two big important parts of this. One is managing the volunteers who are inside the NMA to try to make sure that they know what's the right thing for them to be working on, to try to find the best jobs for someone's particular skill set, and to sort of organize all of that person-related infrastructure. So that is a really important part, and Daniela Buchenwald really did a lot of work for that. Another important aspect of people, of course, is the students and the TAs, and how do we interact with you? How do you interact with each other? So this would involve making sure that the Zoom rooms are operating, and also building all of the incredibly impressive Discord infrastructure. And Kevin Rush was mostly responsible for that. So there was a lot of programming behind the scenes to make Discord work, to create the bots that you all interacted with every time you submitted a ticket or did a lot of different things on Discord. That was Kevin's programming behind the scenes. And then there's a whole group of people also who helped with the tickets. So when you had questions, when things weren't working, when you couldn't get into Discord, when you couldn't find your Zoom room, all of those things, we had a staff of people working around the clock, literally, because we've got time zones everywhere. And so we need to make sure that no matter when you submit something, we have someone ready to respond. And so that was people operations. And then, of course, another important aspect is admissions. We have somewhere in the order, I guess, of about 4,500 applications this year, which is about normal for us. And we have to process all of them, which means that we look at each single application and we try to figure out, is this person in a good place in their life right now for NMA to work for them? So we looked at the applications, what people said they could do, why they were interested, et cetera. So each application was reviewed, and then we passed it on to a decision committee that made decisions about who was going to be admitted into the program, and exactly what course they should be admitted into based upon their preferences. So if you move on to the next slide, Ella, this is our application review leaderboard. So this is the way that we sort of track which of our internal volunteers is performing the most application reviews. And the reason we do this is because, it's a lot of work. So if I think I am a green bar, like one of the green bars about 8 in from the left or from the right. So I was not in the leader position this year, although I was in the past. So I was supplanted by other people, but this is really, it was a motivating way to sort of get people involved in the reviewing process. And you can see, I don't remember exactly who was
Lulu up top actually, and not a
okay
person second.
Yeah, she killed it. That was great. So we, there's a lot of things that we do to keep people motivated. This is one of them.
So another big department is our tech department, which this year mostly focused on building our portal. It was kind of a wild ride with our portal development this year. We went from having, actual developers to all volunteer developers, but we made it happen, and we had a pretty much always functioning portal for you all to work in. And I especially want to call out Fatima, who did a ton of work integrating all of our review processes, attendance taking, all into the portal. So whenever you go to that nice screen and it has your Zoom info right there and everything, that's thanks to her. Honestly, Brad put this example of when a portal went down and me and Fatima swooped in to save the day on here, but I don't remember which time it was because it happened about 4 times. It turns out that doing software development is very difficult. I personally learned more than I ever thought I would about JavaScript and Django. But it was really fun. We had a great team who all pulled together to do some last minute fixes, and I think we got there in the end.
Can I jump in too and say that yesterday, Brad and I were talking about the benefits of volunteering for a big organization or a small one, a local one or an online one, including the possibility of volunteering for NeuroMatch. And this is a prime example of now you know JavaScript and now you know about software development and deployment because someone had to do it. And so this is kind of a fun real life example. Fun now, maybe not fun in the moment, but fun real life example of what it's like to have this kind of power and responsibility, and also then get to learn on the fly to fix things. So just wanted to jump in. If this sounds like fun, crazy fun, but if it sounds like fun, then you too can come and join our tech committee or one of the other committees.
Another benefit is that a lot of the DevOps memes make so much more sense to me now.
Yeah, I've had an experience of just building on Megan's point. Every year at NMA, I learn about a thing that then I use. So the first year it was how to do interactive tutorials and use Google Colab. The next year it was how to build Jupyter books. So now all the classes I teach are Jupyter books and NMA style tutorials. And this year was Django and JavaScript. I haven't figured out how I'm going to use that, but I'm sure I'll find a way. All right, so the next department we want to talk about is instruction. So instruction was all about TAs. We had a lot of people helping in this department, everything from figuring out the questions we'd ask TAs on applications, reviewing them, figuring out what TAs would fit best where in terms of projects versus regular and lead, and in terms of TA training and then TA support. So if you go to the next slide, Megan. We had, again, a similar review leaderboard, and we had some volunteers just evaluate an incredible number of TA applications. These numbers look lower than the student applications, but don't let that fool you, because for the TA applications, you have to watch a whole video. And then if you go to the next slide. And then we also had a full training of all our TAs before the course started, and we had so many people help with that. I especially want to shout out Parisa, who was a instructions co-chair and really made a lot of this happen and helped get our TAs to the point where they could be great resources for our students. So Nick, do you want to talk about operations?
Yeah, happy to. Operations, kind of as the name sounds, is what makes NMA tick in a lot of ways. It's led by an amazing volunteer here, as well as an amazing team. Manisha, just want to highlight her because I think she does such an amazing job, not just in operations. You'll see her picture show up in other parts and other departments of Neuromatch because she's everywhere. But as you see on the next screen, it's really operations that kind of helps manage some of the chaos, I think, in making 4,000 people work together somehow remotely online, which is a really, really crazy thing to try to do. And one of the things that they're helping do that this year is, it doesn't sound super exciting, but it is essential to making the whole thing happen. Better instructions, standard operating procedures, making so that this whole thing can keep going.
So with that, we're getting to the. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Kirvani. Welcome. Kirvani has been a volunteer in lots of different spots, so Kirvani's going to tell us about communications.
Thank you, Megan. Hey, everyone. So with that, we're getting to the communications department and all of the work that happens behind the screens of NMA to get that to you people, to get that to all of us is what the communications department does. It's headed by Alberto and Conrad, and we are so glad to have worked with these amazing communications volunteers, right from mass emailing your student application results to all of the amazing social media stuff. Communications department is the one that does almost all of this. So we've also had a lot of new stuff happening for this year. If you can maybe go to the next slide. So we have a lot of new stuff, such as the volunteer spotlight. If you've followed LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of those, you'll see a bunch of volunteers who've done exceedingly amazing job at spotlighted with the help of these beautiful caricatures done by Tripti. And we also have another most important and really interesting thing, which is the merch shop. So you can have all of our NMA shirts, student design, illustrations, all of the graphics and all put up, and you can buy them. So that is the thing that is an extremely new thing we have for this year, and it's possible only because of the help of these super amazing volunteers who helped not only just take the face of NMA to the public, but also all of this incredible work. We're active on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, so LinkedIn and TikTok. So do follow us all over there and get all of the updates.
Awesome.
I'm
Thanks,
happy to talk
Kirvani.
about
Yeah.
Prof.
You want to do
Yes.
Prof Dev? Cool.
Yeah, I'll take this one. So some of you might have had a chance to attend some of the events that happened during the course. Our professional development department looks to bring on events that help develop your career. And they also do this somewhat internally at Neuromatch as well, but the focus is really on trying to make events that serve you, the students. So led by an awesome team this year, it takes actually a lot of collaboration to bring in so many people, again, from so many places around the world. But in this case, speakers. So they were bringing in speakers for multiple courses over multiple time zones, over many different events. And having 4 speakers on these different panels meant that we had to find 64 different high-level career speakers to come talk at these events. So a lot of coordination, but I think they turned out really great. And then on top of that, Conrad proposed this idea of doing office hours, which I think some of you got to attend. Those were really fun, kind of more casual, informal events where you just got to talk a little bit more about careers in academia. So I really hope you guys got to attend those. If you didn't, they're all available online still. You can go look at them back here through Crowdcast, or they're posted onto our YouTube channel as well.
And that's a really good point, Nick. So for anybody who's watching this later, you already know this, but for anyone who's watching this live, anything that we have done that's a live event at Neuromatch Academy this year, you can always go backwards. If you just click on the schedule thing right under the logo in the top left-hand corner of your screen, you can go see anything that we've done live. And you can just watch the replay there. And so just keep that in mind. This is all here, just like all the Neuromatch Academy materials. It's all here whenever you want to see it. All right. Curriculum and production. This is all Ella and Spiros.
Should I start?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this here we have merged 2 departments. We consider to be these departments separately, but have merged here. So you see that we have the production curriculum production. So here we're going to talk that this department is about the material the students, you see, and with the notebooks and all tutorials you deal with every single day the last 3 weeks. So the work here is, in simple words, is that curriculum is responsible for content, and then production is responsible to have something in your screens. And here we have created a very, very robust workflow because imagine that if you have to deal with so many different concepts and so many students, then you have to give something that is always robust and a process that is robust. So first of all, we have our lovely content creators, because these are the people, the volunteers and the instructors that record the videos, and they also build the tutorials, the initial versions. Then we have a bunch of volunteers that they review the tutorials, and this is very, very important because we can capture any caveats on our approaches. Then the content creators again integrate information, and then we have the editors that edit. And when we say editors, we used to have this word waxers, because we used to take a tutorial and make it to beautify it and to make it very, very consistent with the others. So the experience for you, it's easy, and you don't have to look about functions, etc. Or we hope to have this. Then we have the so-called pre-pods. This is really important, and we have a bunch of TAs that they run the school before the students, and we incorporate again their feedback in the tutorials. And then again, as you see, we have again a round of waxing, code checks, captioning, and translation, and then to you. I have to thank all TAs and students for reporting any bugs. And also I have to say that I'm very, very happy as a co-chair in production that this year we didn't have, we have left one time zone, but we didn't face any blackout. And this is very important because of your feedback. This is something that we have incorporated last year, and we continue to do it. You can join us if you want. It's all about GitHub and commit on this. And then because, as you all know, we like to evolve and we like to change and to improve ourselves based on your feedback and on the internal feedback we have. The new thing that we have incorporated for the computation neuroscience course, it was this amazing summary sheets that all of them, there are sheets for every single day, all of them designed, and all you see are original material from John Butler, and we have to give credit because they seem to be very, very helpful based on your feedback, and also because I received feedback from some TAs and students, we will incorporate them also in DL next year, or at least we intend to do it. So you can help us also on this.
Can I jump in there, Spiros, and just use this opportunity to say that this is such an amazing example of how the community said, like, we really want this. And then we have volunteers, including John Butler, who led this particular push, but that, like, this is an opportunity for to get involved with NeuroMatch and to give us feedback so that we can make it better. And we actually will. We're actually going to do it. So it's not just like you're shouting into a void or a black hole when you say you should do this. Like, every single suggestion that you guys give to us, that everybody says this is how we think that NeuroMatch Academy can be better, or that NeuroMatch can be better in general, we will take it under advisement. And if it's a good idea and we can make it happen, it's going to happen, and you can come and help us do that. So this is such a cool initiative, and I love that now we have this, because it's like these little too long didn't read TLDR like versions of every single lesson, and we will have that hopefully for DL in the future as well. So I just wanted to jump in and say that this is such a cool new thing. There's always something new to do. There's always a way to make stuff even better. Okay, and projects then. This is another example of how we continue to improve and iterate every year.
I just want to highlight also that Spiros has been involved in production from the first year, and I'm pretty sure he's personally gone through every single tutorial in both courses that you're working with. So he's just been an incredible improver of the content you're all seeing. Right, so projects, yeah. So in addition to the coursework, you also, or at least most of you, worked on projects. So this was led by Marius and Scott Linderman, and I think we're showing all the mentors here. We got lots of mentors from all around the world who were willing to help NMA groups get through their projects and provide mentorship. And it's just incredible that all these people are so excited to come in and help our students. We're really grateful for that. If you go to the next slide, hopefully that was time to scroll through. I'm not sure of the full loop on that one, but yeah, we have so many different projects being worked on in both our courses. So I believe this is a word cloud from the abstracts of the projects, just showing like the range of things that people are working on. We have all of these different project templates and data sets, but some of the groups got, really creative and went away from those and did their own thing, which is always exciting to see. So if you go to the next one, we also have this for deep learning projects. Unsurprisingly, model is top and network is pretty high too. And we're really excited this year to have mentors for our deep learning projects. Actually, last year we weren't able to do that. So that was a great improvement for this year, that every project group got a mentor. And then we have lots of different data sets we work with, and especially in the Comp Neuro course. And these data sets were shared by and kind of curated by scientists who created that data, who collected that data, which is just so lovely that they're willing to make their data that public. And not only that, but to put it in a format that we can all use to learn from.
And this is a thing also, I keep jumping in, sorry guys, but like this is a thing that has also grown every year. So the first year that we had data sets for projects, it was a smaller set. And then every year we've added some. And so I think that this is a great opportunity that if you work in a lab where there's like this big data set that you're working on with your PI and you think that your PI might be interested in contributing and curating a data set, let's talk. Let's see if maybe there are other ones that we can add that are that use different modalities or that have different tasks involved, so that we can offer even more fun options for these projects. Cool. So I think I will talk a little bit about diversity, equity, and inclusion now, because this goes back to what we said at the beginning about how NMA is all about you guys. It's all about all of you, students, TAs, organizers, volunteers, everybody from all around the world. So we just want to take a moment to highlight how amazing the diversity is and how truly unique NeuroMatch is in its representation across the globe. We can always do better. And so we are very excited to share this with you, but we can always, always, always do better. And so our DEI team here has been led by a number of really amazing people. And it's a big team, and we hope that you will also join this. And I want to point out what DEI means to the community at NeuroMatch. So at the core of NeuroMatch's mission is to really drive towards accessibility and inclusion. And we mean this in every sense of the word. So this isn't just about race, ethnicity, and gender equity and inclusion and diversity. This is about the truly global community that makes up NeuroMatch. So in your pod, you probably had people from other countries who might speak other languages, who might come from different cultures than you. And if you didn't, then maybe next year, if you do the other course, you can do that as well. Or you can participate in the diversity channels in the Discord server. And this is the most diverse community that I think many of us have ever been a part of. And it has allowed us to open our eyes to see and celebrate other cultures, other languages, other perspectives in a way that I think is not really possible in many of our local communities. And that's really a joyful experience for me. And it's, I hope, a really fun and eye-opening and joyful experience for all of you as well. That this is core to what NeuroMatch is. It's core to what NeuroMatch does. And if there are any ways, always, that you think that we can do better in this regard, we want to hear it. And so this is the diversity, just a little bit of a snapshot of the diversity that we have here at NeuroMatch. We have over 4,000 people applied to be in Neuromatch Academy this year, and we accepted almost all of them. And so what we want to highlight here is that this 95% acceptance rate, the few people that we said, no, this probably isn't for you, are people who either felt that they maybe couldn't make the time commitment that would be necessary in order to really get the best out of Neuromatch, or who were coming in and applying without some of the foundational skills that, as you all know, you kind of need to be able to do this. So if you've never seen a for loop or an if statement in your life and you've never touched Python, this is probably not going to be the best time for you to take Neuromatch Academy. And so we try to set that bar such that for those people, we say, you should go away for 1 year only and brush up on your Python, brush up on your math, brush up on your neuroscience a little bit, so that those refresher courses that we offer, which are refreshers, they will help bring you up to speed, but they're not going to replace several undergraduate classes in mathematics or programming or something like that. So we really strive to bring in as many people as possible. We have 104 countries in our population this year. That's incredible. We're striving to turn this entire map blue. By the way, every country that's blue here has a representative in Neuromatch Academy. You can see we're missing a couple Central American countries, a couple African countries. We're missing some over here. We're missing Greenland and Iceland. So if you know anybody in Greenland and Iceland who wants to join Neuromatch, we're also missing Antarctica, which is really a problem, guys. So I think that we need to, work really hard to bring Antarctica into the Neuromatch fold. And so these 4,000 students here are split a little bit more in Comp Neuro than in Deep Learning in terms of the number of students, but Deep Learning is actually edging out Comp Neuro in the number of countries represented. So this is just incredible. Thank you for being a part of this global community. Thank you for trusting us with 3 weeks of your time this summer. Thank you for helping to build this inclusive atmosphere that everybody can enjoy. We also have language pods, which is really cool. So we have 12 different languages represented here. The vast majority of our pods, of course, are in English because the materials are in English, but we also have instructional support from teaching assistants fluent in these other languages, in other languages like Mandarin and Farsi and Spanish and Turkish, so that you can get instructional support and talk about these materials in a language that you might feel more comfortable in. So this is another way that we try to make the course as inclusive as possible. And I think this is also going to tell us about our captions. We do have closed captions in several languages too. If you think that we should close caption our materials in a language that is not represented yet, then you have just volunteered yourself to help us out with that, which is how Neuromatch works. So, but please tell us what languages you want to see. And if you want to join that team, come and help us make this accessible to your local community as well. We also have a lot of diversity across gender and across career status. We can always do better in the gender diversity. And this is reflective of how gender breakdown happens in these computational fields in general. So if you have some friends who are ladies who would like to join the course as either students or TAs in the future, tell them how much fun you had and see if we can do a better job at bringing that gender into balance as well. I will point out that this is better than the base rates in any of these fields, though. Ella, yeah.
Sorry, I'm the one jumping in now. One really exciting thing, I think, is that our gender ratios in the organizers team are pretty incredible for these computational subfields, including that all 3 years of Neuromatch, the executive director has been a woman, which is incredible.
It is incredible. Yeah. And we're always striving to have this representation also, because there are a lot of really amazing, brilliant, and capable female neuroscientists and female machine learning engineers that are out there. And so we want to make sure that we have that representation and that we are sensitive to that. And I will point out that according to, there's this group called Bias Watch Neuro that keeps track of gender ratios in computational neuroscience. And we are definitely beating out all of the gender ratios, the base rates for the field in general at that kind of higher level. And so I think that that really speaks to your energy, you as students and TAs, and the energy and enthusiasm and commitment of the organizing team as well. We also have this diversity across career status. This is really cool, that we have a lot of undergraduates and a lot of PhD students, a lot of master's students. And then we also have some folks, you might have had some people in your pod who were industry professionals or who even were faculty themselves. And that's pretty cool that you can be in a pod with people who are at all of these different career stages. And so this helps build a global, broader community where you can have friends at multiple career stages, which is also really good. Okay, so now, drum roll please, the moment you have all been waiting for. We will now announce the results of the Animas Got Talent contest. Yeah, so Kirvani, this is all you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Megan. So now we get to the most exciting part of today, the NMA's Got Talent. So apart from all the academics, projects, and the studious civics, we've also made a lot of fun contests for all of you to participate in. And this, slide. So this contest, a volunteer, Elna, she came up with the idea a couple of years ago, and she's like, hey, let's do a contest. And she has actually put herself, it was her idea, and then she's, she started doing it. So this year, this was due to a lot of other people's contributions as well, like Megan, Brad, Kate, Kevin, Ryan, Ella Conrad, and Kason, that we are able to get this beautiful art contest for you. And we had a lot of fun making up the contest and watching all of your entries. So let's get started over the results. And this year we've had like 7 art contests for all of you to participate in. We had music, t-shirt design, photography, comedy contest, pod logo design, meme making, and finally illustration and graphic design. So let's get into the results. Firstly, for the music contest, the second place goes to Jonathan Whitaker for his music contest titled "Stuff," and it's an amazing piece. Actually, maybe we can listen to a clip about it. Clip of it.
Let's see if we can play this. I'm not sure whether the audio is going to come through. So if it doesn't come through because I didn't share my audio, I'm sorry. But we can try this, and let's drop links in the chat also to some of these as well.
Yep.
That's not coming through for you guys, is it?
No, I don't think so. But that's okay. We'll anyways share on the social media sites, and we'll also send them. I'll also send them the links. So
yeah, let's do that. Sorry. Let me see. I can undo sharing my screen and try to reshare if we want. Just let's try to do that here. Let's make sure that I share entire screen. I don't think how do you share audio? Chrome tab. That's got to be the way to do it, right?
Yeah, I showed Chrome tab and it worked for me.
Okay. I will do that. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Nope, just kidding. Here. All right, let's try again. Now is this going to work? Awesome. Amazing. All right. Beautiful stuff. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna reshare the actual slides here so that we can do that. And then if we need audio again, I will reshare the
Thank you so much, Megan.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you. So we have the first place go to Julius Amiadzi for his beautiful piece titled "This is Kachapuri." Then Are we gonna play this?
Oh, I no. Okay, you're right. I have to do this again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really not doing a good job. If someone else wants to take over and help me do my technical stuff, then I am absolutely willing to be kicked out. Okay, here we go. Now I can play this. Here we go.
I think for the art contest, we can just go like this.
We are on the move. And we make every effort to make things happen. We've got Pepe and Carter to take care of, yeah. And we have to deal with the heat wave too.
So those are the beautiful winners for this art music contest. Thanks so much, Jonathan and Julius. With that, we move to the next contest, which is the t-shirt design contest. So we have the second place in the t-shirt design contest go to Muhammad Ali Tamawandi. He sent like 35 designs and we had a hard time choosing one or two to be put up over here. So thanks so much, Muhammad, for all of those beautiful designs. And the first place goes to Luismi for her design, Universal Design. As you can see, this beautiful t-shirt over here. And you can always check out our merch shop for all of these designs if you want to get them. So thanks so much, Muhammad and Luismi. Then we have the winners for the photography contest. We've received so many submissions for the photography contest and a lot of votes also. Like, there had been a slight margin, but we essentially came up to the second place with Piyusa Mitra's design, the Sparks neural firing, and the first place goes to Sahana Murli for her photograph titled Connect. She said this is an amplified high resolution picture of a marble, and I'm pretty sure it looks super amazing. So thanks so much, Piyusa and Sahana. Now we get into the comedy contest results. The second place for the comedy contest goes to Rito Brata for his super nice A Sciencey comedy episode. And I see Rito Brata on the chart, so congratulations, Rito Brata. And the first place goes to Benji Mio for a real stand-up comedy show about all the funny things of NMA. He has performed his stand-up act to all of his part, and we can see a clip of both of them together.
Unable to play video, error null. Well, okay. That one we can't play that one. We'll drop a link in the chat. How about this one? Let's try this one.
Good. So we can start.
For this stand-up comedy show, although I'm sitting here. So, I so much love stand-up comedy. And, in China, stand-up comedy is getting more and more popular. And I watched a lot of comedy show. I watched a lot of open mic. I wrote drafts for it. I even dreamed How I Kill in my debut. But apparently, I never dreamed that my first show will be here in such an academic program and in English. So that's just let's say I learned 4 years computer science in my undergrad, and I learned a lot. I take exams, I program a lot, and suddenly somebody told me that my first project will be in neuroscience. Well, that's also true for me. Okay, that's amazing. That's just amazing.
All right. This is really funny, you guys. I think that go and watch it. We'll drop links, or you can go to the art contest gallery. It's really funny. Nice work.
So congratulations, Rito Brata and Benji. So with that, we get into the other contests. We had the pod logo design. Hope all of you had an amazing time with your pods, and we've also had a pod logo design category for you to make a design of your pods and of your pod logos. So second place for the pod logo design goes to Manmohi for her title Kachapuri, and first place goes to Alejandro Lopez Castro for his design titled Frittata for a Neuromatch crowd. And I'm pretty sure that looks delicious, and we'll try to make that someday. So congratulations, Alejandra and Manmohi. And meme making. So we've received so many submissions for memes, and they're super hilarious. And as a result, you can see the second place. It's a tie between three people, Laura, Manmohi, and Sharon. Laura for her meme title, I Know That I Do Not Know. And Manmohi for the meme title, Report Meme, and Sharon for Neuromatch versus Life. You can see this is just an illustration of these four memes, but there are a lot of other memes, and you can check out our social media channels and other the art contest website as well to have a laugh. So that's about the meme making contest. And oh, I didn't announce the first place.
Oh, sorry.
So the first place for the meme making contest goes to Yuki Lee for fish, and I laughed my head off when I first saw that. So congratulations to you all. Now we get into illustration and graphic design. So the second place for illustration and graphic design goes to Race Me for the universe in your brain. Indeed, our brain is the whole universe could be fit into our brain, and the brain is the one that helps us survive the universe. So it's an apt illustration, in my opinion. So congratulations, Race Me. And the first place in the illustration and graphic design goes to Anna for Moon Observes a Mice Fight. Nick, I think you have a good story about this. Do you want to go ahead with that?
Yeah, I just liked her description that it was inspired by working on data sets and reading a paper that involved hearing about mice fighting or mice aggression, and she was like, "This is a much better way to imagine this."
It's beautiful.
That's awesome. So the congratulations, Liz, me, and Nana. And with that, we come to the end of all the winners for the art contests. So congratulations, you all. And we are so happy that you participated super well in the art contest. We've had a lot of fun making it for you and hope you all enjoyed. So thanks so much, everyone. Over to you, Megan.
Congratulations to all of the winners. Thank you so much for sharing your art with us. Thank you for being part of this brilliant and creative community. So we're just about ready to wrap up here. We've got a couple more things to share with you. The first is, of course, we have to acknowledge our sponsors, without whom this would not be possible. These are the people who help us pay for the tech, who help us pay your TAs, who help us pay for development for the future, so that we can make NeuroMatch a continuing force for good in the universe. So we are very grateful to all of our sponsors, especially to our presenting sponsor this year, the Templeton World Charity Foundation, for their generous support of our programs. So I think now I will pass it on to Nick, who is going to talk about To the Future.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'll add on to the sponsors is I think it's good to not think about them just as sponsors too. They show up in our professional development and career panel events, and they are places doing real great work in deep learning and computational neuroscience, and a lot of the places that you guys might look at doing industry science in the future. So definitely there are people that are friendly with NeuroMatch.
Yeah.
Yes, the future of NeuroMatch. I think one of the biggest points is the next slide, which is that for all of you who've enjoyed this NeuroMatch experience and the kind of community that we've built here, we would love to bring that to other sciences and other disciplines with this idea of Science Match. So as we see on the next slide, one of the first places that we're looking for on that in our Science Match courses is looking at computational methods in climate science. So working on a climate match community are starting now already. It's in the works, and are open to and looking for other opportunities to do that in the future. There's also other course options that we're considering. So for example, we're discussing a January course that better serves those in the Southern Hemisphere. We're talking about potentially more introductory courses that introduce you to scientific data methods, as well as considering the option of mini courses. If there's any of these that really stand out to you or something that you would love to see, we would love to hear back from you. Tell us what would be exciting, what would work for your friends who weren't able to attend this course for whatever reason. We want to make sure that we can serve everybody equally, and learning about what courses work for people is one step of that.
And building these courses takes a lot of time and effort. And so if you see one that you're like, I totally want to help make that, then you can come and help us.
Yes. So another thing that we're going to be adding in the future is focusing more on matching As you probably already know, matchmaking is an important element of NeuroMatch Academy. It's also something that we do at our conference events, but it's something that we're bringing into more places in the future. So you'll see us at CCN, for example, doing matching, and we want to bring it into your portal profile as well. Next year, the plan is to have you be able to use your portal profile to match you to opportunities that fit you and your research interests. So for example, if you're somebody looking for graduate student positions or staff scientist positions or industry science positions, or looking for collaborators, you could mark this on your profile and be matched with people looking for those same opportunities using these matching algorithms.
Cool. And of course, this is our segue into this, right? That you can get involved, which we've been saying all along I've been saying all along throughout this whole thing, which is please help us. We can always be better. So Nick, do you want to do this?
Yeah, and I can take the slides from here too, Megan.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. Yeah, and then you can run your own slides instead of having to tell me to click.
Perfect. Cool. Let's see if I can actually do it. There, right where we left off. So you too can get involved in NeuroMatch like we've been saying this whole time. We can do and want to do better at everything, whether this be down to our curriculum and how we run tutorials and projects, or just on our inclusiveness. You'll notice the button at the bottom of the screen where you can give feedback on equity and inclusiveness in NeuroMatch. And of course, we ask you to do this in our post-course surveys. Hopefully you've seen these. Please do fill them out. We very, very much utilize this feedback. So when volunteering at NeuroMatch, there's a whole bunch of different activities you can do. The focus, of course, trying to be, as Megan and Ella mentioned earlier, on actually developing professional skills. There's a lot of cool ways that you can experiment and try new things. The whole point of NeuroMatch is to grow and expand and explore. And so we would love for you to join us. There's all sorts of different departments, as you've seen already, and all sorts of different activities to do inside of them. Some of the ones that I want to highlight are some community building and outreach work that we want to do over the next year. This includes following up with NeuroMatchers to see where they've gone, what they've accomplished, what they do. Over on the right, we have some places that these people have ended up. NeuroMatch Ambassadors Program. Some universities offer credit for this course. Can we find more to do it? Could your university do it? We would love to give you a set of materials to help promote that. And then finally, partnerships and collaboration. Maybe you're already involved in another community or another group in the neuro or deep learning or data sciences community. Oftentimes we work together with organizations. We use them to cross-promote each other, and we'd love to meet them. And as mentioned earlier, we want to improve our matchmaking. It's a really cool data science problem, and it's a fun thing to work on. You can see some of the complexity that goes into it, and we're looking to make that better and better. So if you're somebody who'd be interested in working on that, we'd love to hear from you. And then finally, of course, the core of it all, actually being part of the planning for NMA 2023. If it's something you'd love to be involved in, I think somebody is dropping the volunteer link in chat right now or has already, but you'll see it here on the screen in just a moment. So beyond that, the one last thing I want to say is and this goes for all of us on screen and everybody involved in NeuroMatch, love you. We love this work, the TAs, the participants that all make this happen. And thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a true pleasure. Thank you all. And it's sad, but we'll see you again sometime, either in another NMA course around on the Discord server or at another NeuroMatch event or other conference in the future. If you are a NeuroMatch alum of any kind and you see anybody at a conference who you recognize from NeuroMatch, please say hi. And I've started putting NeuroMatch on my badge when I go to conferences. So I have my university affiliation. And I also have NeuroMatch. So next time you go to a scientific event, just stick it on there and see who comes up to you and says, "Ooh, me too."